Hey traders, so let me start off today with EN. You can see that on the last hour before market closure, prices decided to break down this triangle, and we have an opportunity to short as prices fill the wick of this candle. So you can put a sell stop order over here, stop loss above previous structure, and aim for previous low over here. We can expect a bounce off here. So prices may come down over here, test the support level, push up before it breaks down again. So you can look to take some profits over here and probably add positions over here for a target at previous low. So next up we have AUDCAD. Looking at the chart, we know that prices are in a consolidation phase and we'll only look for a breakout and retest structure. So this is how we're going to do it. We identify a resistance zone over here and a support structure right here. So we only trade the breakout for direction. So typically look for a breakout and retest over here and a breakdown followed by a retest. So we look for a long here and a short here. So if you are looking for lower time frame trade, we may have one. You can see that prices broke this support zone. It broke down and seems to be consolidating, and you can wait for a breakdown of this level. So if prices manage to make a lower low lower close candle over here, you can actually short this pair, stop loss above the flag, and aim for previous low about here. So next up we have Aussie Frank. You can see that prices are clearly in a sideways direction, and similarly we are going to look for breakout and retest. So we identified a trend line over here and a support zone right here. We hope to see a breakdown from here and retest. Look for selling opportunities over here on the lower time frame, and if we see a breakdown off here, right, we can actually look for take profit targets here and here. So we should expect a downside move heavily if prices able to break this zone and if this support and resistance actually hold. So next up for Aussie dollar, this is a little tricky. You can see that we have an uptrend over here, and what the prices did over here, we have a breakdown, a lower high, a lower low, and prices came back to retest this neckline. So some of us might be thinking that, okay, we are going downtrend, and it's true. But however, you see prices actually held from this level, which is the previous swing as well. So how do we go upon it? So the first step would be, we could wait for a breakdown over here for a clear trend up change, retest, and aim for previous low over here. Or we can look for selling opportunities inside this range, and with targets over here, we retest the previous support, and here's how you're going to do it. Drop down to the lower time frame. You can see that prices actually broke this ascending trend line, and on the way up, right, it made this consolidation breaks up, made a sideways movement over here, and eventually broke down, and now we are in another consolidation right about here. So look for prices to break down this level of support and have a potential short right here. As prices break this level, make a lower low, lower close, we actually have a short and stop loss above this triangle and retest previous low over here. So next up we have the Cat Frank. You can see that we have a resistance zone here, and we have a support zone right about here. See, prices can't break this level as of yet, and hope you can identify this flag pattern or wedge pattern over here. So what we like to see would be a breakout of this level, and the projection for this flag would be, assuming the breakout is here at previous high, you can see that it coincides really nicely. So If prices were to break this level, we can actually aim for previous resistance zone at 0.72. So dropping down to the lower time frame, we can see that we have a resistance zone over here, and prices actually form a support level here, failing to break through this level. So how do we look to enter this trade? Would be to wait for a breakout of the lower time frame structure. So if we see a move upside here, breaks out of the daily frag, comes back to retest this level and look for a long opportunity towards previous high. So this would be our TP1 right here. Long upon the breakout retest, stop loss below this rectangular consolidation and aim for this level. And for TP2, we can actually be looking for this. And how you want to do about it, it's depends on your trade management, and I would actually advise to take profit this level and wait for a clear breakout and retest and look for a long opportunity here and aim towards this zone. So next up we have CADJ. You can see that we are in a downtrend. Prices made a push phase downside, came up, made a lower high here, made a push down and a lower swing high over here. So you can see that we have a breakdown of this ascending trend line. We should dictate the movement towards previous low right about here. So this is our projection on daily, and we are looking for selling opportunities over here. So how do we look for a trade? Would be dropping down to the lower time frame. You can see that prices made this swing, consolidated over here. It broke up and closed back into this zone. So how do we look for a trade like this? Would be a breakout of this ascending trend line and look for selling opportunities upon the retest. So we have a short as prices breaks this level as well as the ascending trend line, stop loss above previous high, and take profit at this level. So you get 1:1, barely 1:1. And if you're looking to increase your risk to reward, you can actually trade this another way. You see that we identified an ascending trend line here and a lower swing high here. So wait for prices to break down, comes back for consolidation like this, and breaks this level. So then with this, we can actually look for selling opportunities here, stop loss above this pattern, and aim for the same target, which is this level. And you can see that we have a better risk to reward of about 1:1.44 instead of 1:1 as of just now. So next up we have the EURCAD, and for some of you, we may have different outlook on this market. You can see that prices makes a cup and handle, and typically how you trade would be a breakout and retest over here. However, we'll be taking whatever trade that comes first, and right now we have prices rejecting this level, and you can see that we have a push phase over here. So this is a flag pattern. Projection level would be this zone. You can see that using the extension tool, we have a confluence level at the 1618, and this would be our take profit level as much as possible. So if prices were to break this flag pattern, we are looking for shorting opportunities. And how do we go upon it? Would be this level here. If prices breaks down and it gives us a consolidation over here on the lower time frame, we can drop down to the 4-hour or the hourly for a move like this. With this, we can actually aim towards our ultimate take profit level, which is this zone, but along the way, do make sure that you take some profits. And if you can't identify any structure over here, right, we could actually use ratios to get our take profit levels. So sell if prices breaks this flag pattern, stop loss, and take profit will be here. Next we have Euro Pound, and this may be a counter trend setup. You can see that we are in uptrend, and we are looking for a short-term short opportunity towards this level here. So dropping down to the lower time frame, we have a zone here. This is our lower high, and prices actually broke this ascending trend line right here. So dropping down to the hourly time frame, we see a push phase and prices moving sideways, and we are looking for a lower low lower close candle, and that would be our entry criteria. Stop loss above this triangle and aim for our structure right here. So you get a 1:1 trade. Not the best, but if you're looking for a quick short, and here's the trade for you. So you can see that we have New Zealand dollar. Previously we were in an uptrend, and now we are consolidating. Prices failed to make a new high, and also it failed to make a new low over here. So how do we trade a range pattern would be to take profit at the resistance level and take profit at the support level, assuming that they are going to hold because we are in a range, right? So dropping down to the lower time frame, you can see that we have a support zone here. Prices got rejected several times, and we have a push phase, consolidation, and this is a bullish flag pattern. So we have an extension over here. Assuming that it breaks out from here, right, our take profit will be at this level, and also we can use the extension tool for this swing, and we can look for a take profit at the 1618, anywhere between this zone. Or if you're ambitious, you can actually aim for previous high. So how do we look for this trade would be to wait for a breakout of this level. So typically a higher high, higher close candle over here, breaking out of this zone, and we can actually take a long position here. Stop loss below the previous zone and take profit. Ultimately we will aim for the previous high over here. So lastly, for Ncat, you can see that we have a head and shoulders pattern over here, and on the right shoulder we have a consolidation phase going on right now. You can see that there is this triangle pattern, and dropping down to the lower time frame, we'd like to see a breakdown from this triangle for a downside move. So we typically can see a breakdown, retest, and aim towards the neckline structure of our head and shoulders. Short here, stop loss above the right shoulder, and take profit would be here.